Hello there, and thank you very much for purchasing Mesh To Spline from Rocket Lasso. Now, presumably you have purchased, downloaded, unzipped, you are currently inside this folder, and you are viewing this video right here, Mesh To Spline Install PC. Now, there is one version for PC, which is simpler than on the Mac, and that is right here, Rocket Mesh To Spline PC. The best way to install, there's two different ways. You can right-click on Mesh To Spline and say Copy. And this needs to be installed into some place that Cinema 4D can find. The best way to do that is have the version of Cinema that you want to install in already open and go to Edit, Preferences. Inside of here, we can navigate to the Plugins dropdown, and now we would like to link to this somehow. The two methods are open your Preferences folder, and that will pop open the folder containing your current copy of Cinema 4D Preferences. Inside there will be a plugins folder, and inside there we could right click and paste it in, and once you restart Cinema, you will find it. My preferred method though is not to install it here, but instead we can say add a folder. So if I click add folder, it's going to want to navigate somewhere. But you know what? It's a pain in the butt to navigate around this Windows interface. So I would just click anywhere. I'll say this PC, and actually that one's not acceptable. So I'll say download and say okay. Now, that's not actually where I want it to go. Navigating back to our File Explorer, I would like to travel to some folder somewhere on the computer. In my case, I have a plugins local folder that I created on my desktop. This could be anywhere on your drive. Right-clicking, you can paste from the copied file, and it's pasting in there. And then go inside that folder, and now you will see up in the File Manager, we can select that, copy the name, the entire path, and then going back into Cinema, double click on whatever this random path is and then paste. And that path is now looking into that folder specifically, into specifically Mesh To Spline. If you want, you could delete the Mesh To Spline part and just look into plugins local, and that will now look for every plugin inside of that folder. In either case, we have now installed it. So we need to close down this version of Cinema, and you can immediately reopen it because now it knows where to find it. Close down the Quick Start window, and under Extensions, you should now see a Rocket Mesh To Spline. Clicking on that, it will create the object in the Object Manager. We can feed that any object. I shall create a figure, drop that as a child. That mesh is consumed, and now the Mesh To Spline is returning a spline instead. Be sure to check out the help, where there are a couple of different videos about how to use every single parameter that you see here, and the Quick Start video that has some cool project breakdowns. Be sure also to check out this examples button, where it will open up a web page where there should be an ever-increasing amount of example scene files that you can dissect and reverse engineer. Also, inside of your download folder, let me go back to that. Where are we? I got a lot of folders. Under downloads, inside of your Mesh To Spline, there is also an example files folder, and inside of there, there'll be more than this, but there'll be some files that you can pop open and check out different examples of how to use this tool. Here is a cool one where you can see we are feeding a bunch of different colors from a Voronoi fracture. But anyway, thanks again for purchasing Mesh To Spline, and I'll see you in the instructional videos or online. Bye-bye.